So there's 1,000,001 Amazon FBA product research videos on YouTube. And what you'll notice is that 99% of them, they say the exact same thing. You use Helium-10 or you use Jungle Scout, find a product in 15 minutes, blah, 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 blah. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something that's a little bit different, and I think it's really going to change how you view and how you approach Amazon FBA product research and how you approach Amazon in general. So you're probably wondering, what do purple cows have to do with Amazon? So I'll let marketing genius Seth Godin explain.
And my parable here is you're driving down the road and you see a cow and you keep driving. Because you've seen cows before. Cows are invisible. Cows are boring. Who's going to stop and pull over and say, oh, look, a cow? Nobody. But if the cow was purple, you notice it. What marketers used to do is make average products for average people. That's what mass marketing is. The thing that's going to decide what gets talked about, what gets done, what gets changed, what gets purchased, what gets built is it remarkable?
So as Seth so wonderfully explained, boring brown cows, they don't get any attention. If you're a boring brown cow in the world of Amazon FBA, you're going to struggle to get attention from your customers, which pretty much means you're going to be a flop. So these days, almost every Amazon niche where there is a good demand is flooded with products, from big brands to Chinese brands that somehow manage to sell at rock bottom prices that you have no chance of competing with. Now, does it mean that Amazon FBA is dead? No. It just means that you have to change the way that you approach everything. So there's a few key points from Seth's Purple Cow book that I think are super applicable to what we're all doing. In a crowded marketplace, fitting in is failure. In a busy marketplace, not standing out is the same as being invisible. So when you're doing your product research, you need to keep this in mind. Is the product that you're planning going to stand out in a crowded niche? Are you falling into the trap of being a brown cow and doing the exact same thing as everyone else? Now, let's be really honest. Everyone talks about customizing products and standing out. But the reality of it is that it's not as easy as it sounds. So plastic products, for example, if you want to customize them, they will almost always need a brand new mold, which is going to be pretty expensive most of the time, generally in the region of $3,000 to $5,000, sometimes even more. So if you're completely new to Amazon and you don't have a crazy budget, it's not always an option. But what you can do is focus on the things that you can change that don't really cost you much more. The biggest thing that you can do economically to stand out in a crowded marketplace is with your branding. So I've seen too many examples of people's products that they've sent to me that have completely flopped. And when I take a look at their listing and their branding, it looks almost exactly the same as everyone else's. So I think what happens is we see a market and a niche and what's working, and we think that we need to be the same as well. Look at all these other people like this out there, they're doing really well, so why can't I? Think about what the market leader is doing, then focus on doing the opposite. So this is one of my favorite quotes from Seth, as it really hammers home the idea of not just copying what currently exists. So our good friend Adam Heist, he did a video recently where he said, when everyone else zigs, you need to zag. So think about your branding and think about how visually you can differentiate to stand out from the crowd. Do you want it to look the same as everyone else, or do you want it to jump off the page and beg people to click it? So the more that you do visually to differentiate your branding, the better. Now, this is a huge part of product research that, to be honest, not many people talk about. So when you're looking at a niche, you really need to be able to spot the gaps where you can come in with a completely new look and new feel. Now, obviously, we also want to improve the product itself and make it as high quality and as differentiated as possible. But when you're looking at a niche, really try to have an eye for where you can come in and try something completely new in terms of branding to really capture that attention of the customer. So I know this wasn't a super long video, but hopefully it's made you think a little bit differently about product research and about Amazon in general, and made you realize that what you really need to be striving to be is a purple cow amongst thousands of other brown Amazon cows. So you really need to think outside the box to strive to do things differently if you want to have success with Amazon FBA in 2022. If you've not read Seth's book, I can highly recommend it. Even if you just read through or listen to the audio book or the summary, whatever it is, it's really, really useful for Amazon FBA. It's useful for branding and marketing, and he has a ton of other really useful books that I recommend checking out. Also, take a look at my recent video here on PPC if you haven't already seen it, and I will see you in the next video.